start our science class. Okay. In previous class, we discussed about the reproductive system. We know that both in female and male there are different reproductive systems, not like other digestive system, circulatory system or else transportation system what we have. But the reproductive system is completely different from each sex. Okay, female have their own structure and male have their own structure. It is completely different. Because we know that the product of reproduction or else the gamete formation, it is different in both individuals, in man and in female or as in male and female. Yeah, in last class we discussed about the male reproductive system. Yes, just you will recall what is the different steps in the male or as male reproductive system. What are the different parts of male reproductive system? Is testis, penis, upon that there are different glands, vas deferens or urethra, all those things we studied in last class, and the functions also we studied. Okay. So, in last class we come to know that the gamete formation of male gamete. What is the name of male gamete? That is called as sperm. Yes, how is it? It is a microscopic one. Sperm is microscopic one. It is it is present in the semen. Yeah, that is a fluid. It is called as semen. How is our in male sperms? They are very active because they have tail. They are motile one. They are moving by using the tail. Okay, not like female gamete, it is a non-motile. Okay, that is a non-motile. Female gamete, that is non-motile. Male gamete is motile. Female egg is non-motile. Next, what about the hormones, student? What are the different hormones, male hormones we studied in our last class? Is male hormone like testosterone and progesterone. Progesterone both in male and female. Testosterone is a special hormone responsible for the production of male gamete, upon that secondary sexual characters. Yes. Now, from where it is released, in which part of the male's reproductive system is going to release these hormones? Where? Yes, in the testis. Testis are producing, they have the two function. It is going to produce or as preparation or secretion of sperm, that is a semen we are calling, that fluid is called as semen, secretion of sperm along with the testosterone hormones in the testis. Now, what about the secondary sexual character? We studied about the different secondary sexual characters like the body hair, about the voice we studied, about the larynx, Adam's apple, that is Adam's apple. Upon that we know that different body hairs like mustache and beard, all those things. Many internal and external difference, that is because of the hormonal change or as hormonal production. Hormones, when the hormone starts to produce, it leads to the different changes both internally and as well as externally. Yeah, this is all about the male reproductive system and the hormones. Now, in today's class, we will study about the female reproductive system. Okay, in detail we are going to study today. So, write down the heading, student. Female reproductive system. Yes. Just tell me, student, what you know in the female reproductive system, whether you know any parts in the female reproductive parts. Yes, we know that we have the female have different reproductive parts. They are, starts from ovary. There are two ovaries and oviduct, that is called as fallopian tubule, and uterus, that is also called as womb. Okay. Next is a vagina. we'll study these parts and its functions along with the diagram. Okay, so diagram is very important for your final exam. So you have to study the diagram with labeling the parts. Okay, so we'll see the diagram first. See here, this is a female reproductive system. Have a look. We can see different parts here. See, these are the 2 ovaries. And next it leads to the funnel shaped, that is called as oviduct or as fallopian tubule. So, it is also called as tube. Okay. Next it leads to this, see, the pouch like structure, that is called as uterus. Okay. Next it leads to this part, that is called as cervix, and finally there is a vagina. Okay, we will see one by one. First we will start from the ovary. How many ovary? There are 2 ovaries. Okay, the human ovaries are small, it is very small, it is like almond. What is the shape of almond? See, like this, no? Yes, same as that, it is like an almond shape. How much small then it will be? Very small. It is like flattened body lining on the sides of the vertebral column. Okay, where the vertebral column? Sides of the vertebral column behind the kidney in the pelvic cavity. So, it is present in the pelvic cavity. Behind the kidney, it is behind the kidney. Upon that, it is either sides of the column, vertebral column. Okay, next we will see what is the function of this ovary. Ovary produce female gamete. Which is a female gamete? That is called as egg or else ova. Okay, it is producing ova or else female gamete along with the secretion of female sex hormone. Which is the female hormone? Which is the female sex hormone, student? That is called as estrogen. So, that is called as what? Estrogen. Estrogen. Okay, which is the female gamete? Ova or else egg. Okay, these are the functions of what? Ovary. So, it is producing the female gametes along with the secretion of female hormone, that is called as estrogen. One more hormone that is common in both male and female, that is progesterone. Okay, these are the 2 hormones produced from which place, which part of the system? That is ovary. Okay, these hormones cause a number of changes. Okay, number of changes what we have studied in last class, that is a secondary sexual character. We studied different character, external and internal. They are because that characters because of these hormones. Okay, the ovary, when the ovaries are releasing, see, the ovary releases one ovum every 28 days. What it means, students? See, in this month, this ovum is going to release one ovum, means next month it is in rest. This ovary is going to release one more egg or else ovum. So, one ovum it is going to release within, it will take 28 days. Okay, that is from 28 days it is going to release, next 28 it is going to release. Okay, next this is a function of ovary, very important. In exam also they will ask about the functions of ovaries. Okay, next what happened? After the ovary there is a funnel shaped something, see here, like folding it is holding the ovary like this. See what happens? This funnel is going to receives the ovum. Ova is going to receive by whom? Funnel shaped oviduct. Oviduct is also called as fallopian tubule or else fallopian tube. Okay? Yes, now there are once again two oviducts either side of the ovary. See, from here one, from here one. Next we will see what is the functions of this. Okay, it is close to each ovary is an expanded funnel shaped oviduct. Okay, both are narrow tubes opening into the uterus. It is going to open into the uterus. From here it is going to release the ova and it is going to release to the uterus. Okay. Next we will see what about the length of this one. These oviduct are about 10 to 15 centimeter long it is. How much? 10 to 15 centimeter long it is. If 10 to 50 meter long in size. Yes. Now actually these ova is not ovum. See, ova is going to release from here. This is received by whom? That is fallopian tubule. Okay, fallopian tube. Next it is giving that into this leading to that uterus. Come to know? Yes. Now tell me student, where the fertilization occurs in female body? Actually the fertilization occurs in fallopian tubule or else oviduct, not in uterus. Some are saying that in uterus, actually that is wrong answer. See here, fallopian tubule itself or else oviduct, in oviduct fertilization takes place. The place of fertilization in female reproductive system is where? That is in oviduct. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Yes. Next what happened? This leads to the uterus. Okay. Now we will see the uterus here. See, come to know, no? See, fertilization takes place here, but here this what the lining of this oviduct is fully covered with the lining of cilia it is. How the cilia means small hair-like structure. The inside of this full there is a cilia. It is also having its own function. What it is doing? It is going to collect the egg from this ovary, and it is because of the movement of that cilia like this. What happened? It is helping to the egg to move. Okay, it is going to move like this. Next we'll see how many days it will take to pass this oviduct. You know that female gamete is non-motile but the male gamete is motile. So it is not able to move. Egg is not able to move. So what? Someone have to help to move, no? So which is moving? The cilia present inside this, the lining of this wall, oviduct wall, it is helping the ova or as egg to move. Okay. So what happens here? It will take 3 days to move. It will take 3 days to move. Meanwhile, the sperm fertilization occurs, otherwise what will happen? It is coming like this, leads to here, uterus. Okay. Next, an ovum is produced and released alternatively from the 2 ovaries after every 4 weeks. Okay. It makes that 3 days travelling down oviduct to uterus. Come to know, na? What happened if the sperm came? Fertilization takes place, otherwise it will discharge through next menstruation. Okay, next we will see about the uterus. Uterus is also called as mother's womb. Okay, actually this uterus is like thick wall, it is large and thick wall. Okay, actually this is a pear shaped muscular organ it is. Muscular organs, okay, pear shaped muscular organ, actually it is like a baby cot or else cradle. How it is? Yeah, very soft lining, upon that it is a covering like this to protect the baby. It is having such a structure. See, just we will see, imagine the creation of God, how it is, how the beauty to protect the baby. There is a baby cot in female body, that is called as uterus. Come to know, here it is very rich in blood capillaries to supply the blood to the after the fertilization for the zygote and embryo. It is going to give bloods all those things. So to protect that zygote or as embryo, it is, see, that is a creation like this. Okay, next there are 3 layers here. Here we can see 3 layers in the, where? In uterus. There are 3 layers, outermost, middle and innermost. 3 covering it is. Okay, inner one is called as endometrium. Okay, inner one is called as what? Endometrium. Endometrium. Okay, endometrium. Middle one is called as myometrium. Okay, this is second one. Third one is called as perimetrium. Perimetrium. These are the 3 covering or as layers present in uterus. Okay, we'll see one by one. See, endometrium, that is the innermost covering of the uterus. It is glandular. What it means? It has uterine gland, rich in gland, upon that blood vessels. Both blood vessels or glands are present in the innermost layer, that is also called as endometrium. Okay, next we'll see what is there in myometrium, that is a middle portion. This is, there is fully smooth muscles, it is muscular, it is smooth muscle. Because of that, when the baby is growing in the uterus, it is going to expand, and relaxation and expansion because of these muscles. Muscle fibers are there in second layer. In third layer, that is a perimetrium, that is also a membrane with thin connective tissues. Okay, thin connective. This is all about the uterus. So, what is the function of uterus, student? It is holding, it is nicely, it is taking care of the baby. Okay, after the fertilization, the zygote formation, next there is a formation embryo and the further development into a new baby or as new as baby. That time what will happen? The uterus is going to it is going to protect our baby by giving blood, and upon that there is a muscles, it is going to protect our baby like a baby cot. Okay, come to know. So, where now the zygote is going to attach? Yeah, zygote after the fertilization, after the zygote formation, the embryo, after here see the fertilization takes place in the oviduct. After that, it is going to pass to the uterus, and in uterus the further development takes place. Okay, next what happened? We will see what about the cervix. That is the last part of this uterus. See, this is actually, that is also a muscular itself, it is muscles, so it can contract and relax. See here what happens to this one. Actually, it is helping to close a uterine lumen. What happened? It is closing and it is preventing the foreign particles from the entering of uterus. So, what happened? If the cervix is not working properly, means what will happen? All the foreign particles will enter to the uterus. So, there is a chance of what will happen to our baby, or else what will happen to the embryo? Yes, it is very dangerous. So, cervix is a protecting layer, it is going to cover that one. It is actually, it is closed and it is covering. When the baby is after the 9 months of the development of baby, when it is ready to birth, means that time what will happen? Cervix will open and baby will come out through the vagina. Come to know the functions now. Next we will see the vagina, that is the last part. This is a muscular tube, it is almost 7 to 10 centimeter long it is. 7 to 10 centimeter long it is, long tube like structure, muscular tube it is, because to contract and relax. So, it is also a muscle type, it is a muscular tube it is, run from the uterus to the outside. Okay, it receives the sperm. What happened? It is going to receive the sperm from the male organ, that is a penis, we know. Okay. There is a copulation we studied. So, whenever the sexual interaction occurs, that time this vagina is going to release the sperm and it is going to pass. Next it comes to here uterus, and here the fertilization takes place. Okay, it also serves the birth canal during the birth of the child. So, it is also takes place a vital role when the birth of the child. Okay, there is a birth canal, it is going to, after the opening, after the 9 months, fully it is 9 after, here how many days? Only 3 days it will take. So, there is a fertilization occur, there is a formation of zygote. Immediate after the zygote formation, what happened? It is coming down like that. After the fertilization, it comes down like this, and there is a for the full development till 9 months. How many days we are saying? Till that it is going to protect and it is present inside the uterus. When the time to birth, the day to birth, what will happen? Cervix will open and through the vagina its baby will come out. Okay, this is all about the female reproductive system. Now, after studying the entire female reproductive system, I will ask one question, students. What happened to the egg when it is not fertilized? We come to know that in oviduct or as in fallopian tube, what happened? The fertilization occurred. My question is, what happened to the egg when it is not fertilized? So, what will happen? Is it how to come down or is it how to come out? Okay, that process is called as what? Mensuration. Okay, we will see about that, mensuration. Okay, mensuration. Now, we come to know that what happened if the egg is not fertilized, it will come out. Okay, how to come out from the female body. See, after that what will happen? It will never be implanted in the uterus. If it is not fertilized, never it will implant. Implant means what? It is not going to stuck over there. How to come back? So, in the uterus is in the unfertilized state. If it is not fertilized means it won't implant to that there. Okay, after about 2 weeks of ovulation, ovulation means what now? Yes, ovulation means the rupture of, here the releasing of ova from or as egg from what ovary, that is called as ovulation. Okay, after about 2 weeks of ovulation, in the event of egg not being fertilized, it is not fertilizer means the uterus being to contract. What happened? Uterus being contract. This is a sign of unfolding the preparation it had made to receive the fertilized egg. Upon the contraction of the uterus, the blood capillaries ruptures and the blood flows out through the vagina. That process is called as mensuration. Come to know what happened? Here we know that here in uterus it is richly, actually it is going to prepare to hold the baby. It is giving high blood, rich nutrients to the uterus. What happened if the egg is not fertilizing? It is coming back. So, what will happen? All the things whatever here stored, the blood, nutrients, all those things, tissues, all this whatever it is stored in the uterus, it is going to release out. So, what will happen? Along with the egg, other all things, what is the material here, it is accumulated before, all these things along with that it will, along the egg it is coming down. Okay, that process is called as what? Mensuration. Mensuration. The blood along with the tissue debris is called as menses. Along with the tissues whatever accumulated there, along with the blood, that is called as menses. Okay, that is called as menses. So, come to know what is mensuration and what is menses. Okay, now how many days it will lead these menses, or else we are calling it as a bleeding. How many days it will lead? Actually, it lasts for 3 to 4 days. Okay, for some it will leads to 7 days, or else within 1 day it may finish off. That is depends upon the individual or else the girls, how the body is it. Okay, usually we are saying 3 to 4 days. Okay, next, how many days it will take ovulation? It takes place 14 days after the ovulation. Always the menses will take after the ovulation, after the 14 days of ovulation. Okay. So, this menstruation and ovulation is alternative. Menstruation and ovulation is alternative, but it will stop during the pregnancy. When the female, she got pregnant means immediately the ovulation will stop. Immediately the menses will stop, because what happens, we come to know that what is menstruation and what is ovulation. Okay, once the fertilization takes place, once the uterus is carrying the female or a baby, means what will happen? What will happen to this? Here ovary, it is getting the message that the baby is there in the womb, so no need of going to produce a egg. Once again it is not going to produce the egg, once again it is not going to ready for the menstruation. What will happen? All the blood vessels are supplying to the baby, and there is a rich in the nutrients, all those things for the in the uterus to protect the baby. Okay, through what it is going? To the umbilical cord. Okay, through the umbilical cord, all the nutrients and gases what the baby is needed, all things it is supplied to from the mother to baby through the umbilical cord. Okay, that is a Hokkuluballi we are saying. Okay, yes. Next, we'll see student, when these girls, she is starting these menses or when the age, we know that in the adolescence age, actually for most commonly we can see at the age of 13 to 15-year-old girl, she will get this menstruation, but it may change. Nowadays we can say more earlierly because of our food style. After 9 years only it will start for some, but it is not for common. Commonly we can see 13 to 15-year-old girl, she will, the ovulation will start in her. Okay, so that menstruation will start to her. Okay, from the girl, the first menses or as menstruation, that is called as menarche. See, this is the girl, first time she is getting menses, that is called as menarche. Upon that it will stop after the 40s or 50s, it will stop, that is called as menopause. Okay, A-U-S-E. Okay, this is the two terms, it is starting, it is ending or else stopping. Okay, that time is called as when it is starting and when it is ending, the two terms they are calling. Okay, this is all about the female reproductive system. So, we come to know that what happens if the egg is not going to fertilize inside the inside the oviduct. What will happen next? It leads to the menstruation. So, we got two terms, that is ovulation and menstruation. Okay, these are the two terms, keep it in your mind. Okay, next, so we completed about the male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Next we will discuss about the contraception. Okay, what it means is how we can avoid the fertilization, that is called as contraception. There are different methods. So, prevention of conceptions are called as contraceptions. Okay, now we will discuss what are the different ways to avoid the pregnancy. Okay, we will see what are the different methods. See here, we can see natural method, mechanical method, chemical method, surgical method, different methods are there. So, we will discuss one by one. First method. Okay, before that I will ask you student, whether any important for this one, why the people are preferring this one? To maintain the natality, that is a birth rate. Those who are planning to do the family plan, for them it is very important. So, it is very important student, you have to study and you have to know the thing, how they can, what are the different ways of contraceptions. Okay, first we will discuss about the natural method, how in naturally we can avoid the pregnancy or else avoid this one. How naturally? So by seeing the ovulation time, okay, by calculating the ovulation time, they can sexual interaction they can do. So one more method is there, that is called as coitus interrupt. See, that is called as coitus interrupt. Okay, that is one more method. It is also called as coitus intercept. It is also called as if it is it's called as pulling out method. So just avoiding the contact of sperm into vagina. So these are the different methods. Okay, that is a natural method. Next we will see about the mechanical methods of this one. See, using the condoms or else Nirodh. You know that, what is that? Upon that diaphragm, or else called as cervical cap. Cervical cap, see, cervical cap they are going to put. That is also one of the mechanical method. One more method is, have you heard about the looping method? Yes, that is called as intrauterine device, IUD. Okay, that is also one more method. That is a looping method. These are the some of the mechanical methods of contraception. Next we will see, that is a chemical method. See, chemical method, while we are discussing about the chemical method, we have to think of it is dangerous to us, hazard to us, it is giving, it may give the side effects to the body, so you take with care. So what is that? That is a chemical methods of contraception, that is using the spermicide. Actually this is a gel like or cream it is, they are going to inject to the vagina. So what happened? Highly power it is like an insecticide or fungicide, it is going to kill the sperms. So that is called as spermicides. One more thing, the oral consumption of pills, that is also a tablet, medicinal form, medicines it is. So those who are having that one, it may avoid, or it may ovulation will it may control the ovulation, all those things, but while preferring the mechanical or else chemical method, you have to think of it is sometime it is very dangerous to us. Okay, so next we will see the surgical method. See, this is one of the method. See, surgically they are avoiding the fertilization of egg and sperm. Okay, so what here they are doing? They are doing the vasectomy. Vasectomy means here they are going to folding the vas deferens in male. Okay, one more is a tubectomy. In tubectomy what they are doing? The oviduct. The oviduct we studied how long it is, they are going to tie or folding the oviduct. Okay, that is the surgical method, how to do the surgery, and they are doing like that. After that nothing will happen, with the fertilization won't occur. These are the some of the contraceptions methods, both naturally, mechanically, chemically and surgical methods. Okay, last part we will discuss about the sexually transmitting disease, that is also called as STD. Okay, STD, sexually transmitting diseases. See students, some diseases are, we know that in 9th standard we studied some of the diseases like typhoid, it is transmitting through water. Some diseases are it is transmitting through air, like that, some are direct contact. But what happen in case of some diseases, that is a STD disease, that is a sexually transmitting diseases are there. Those diseases are transmitting from one person to another person through the sexual contact. Okay, we will see what are those ones. First one is AIDS. Have you heard about AIDS? What is the abbreviation, full form? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome it is. See, this is like HIV AIDS we are saying. See, here what happened? AIDS, this is one of the disease, actually virus, these diseases are transmitting through sexual contact. So if the one person, if the husband is having this disease or as the wife is having this disease, it may transfer to other couple. Okay. Along with that, what will happen if the pregnant woman, she is suffering from this disease, it may, there is a chance of transmitting from mother blood to the baby what is they present in the womb or as uterus. Okay. It also transmit through what a blood donation or else through blood, it transplantation of organs, during through that also it may injections, if it is using what injection for one person, same injection using for the another person, like that if it is affected person got that same injection, there is a chance. Nowadays they are not doing like that, the doctors are, they are not doing, the medical field, it is very advanced technology they have, they are not using. But these are the some of the methods of transmitting such diseases. Okay. Next one, so how we can control these diseases? Yes, if the person he is suffering from that disease, means AIDS disease, means he have to control and he have to avoid the contact with any other person. Okay, because that is a sexual intercourse or sexual contact they have to avoid during that time. Next, if the woman, she is suffering from this disease, means what how she can control this one? She have to take care about her baby, she, as much as possible she is avoid that one, avoid the pregnancy and all. Okay, while donating the blood, while donating the different organs, they have to keep it in your mind, keep it in their mind, because these are the some dangerous diseases, very dangerous disease. It is having the several symptoms already we know, we studied in our lower classes. It is having the all the diseases like fever, all those things, the weakness, all symptoms will show together. So it is very dangerous disease. Once it is going to attack us, it is not going to leave us soon. Okay. Next, one more disease, that is a syphilis, that is a bacteria, actually that is a spiral shaped bacteria like this. Okay, spiral shaped bacteria it is giving the disease called syphilis. This is also one of the sexually transmitting disease. What happen, if the person suffering from this, they will get the sores in the genital regions and brain damage, all those things, sores in the genital region. So this is also very dangerous. So what we have to do, because we have to see here, it transmit to the homosexual, upon that what the affected person, if he is going to sex with any other, so like that it will come. So what we have to do, we have to control it, we have to educate the people about this. Okay, so we have to educate the people about these diseases. One of the diseases, that is a gonorrhea, that is also a type of sexually transmitting disease. Herpes, genital warts and chlamydia, these are the some of the disease, it is transmitting through STD, that is sexually transmitting diseases. So we have to educate the people as much as, okay. So if they are familiar with this disease and they do know the symptoms and how it is going to transport, means transferring from one person to another person, means surely we can control such a diseases. So most commonly other all diseases like gonorrhea, all those things have the medicines, but the AIDS, it is very dangerous. Till now there is no particular medicine for such a disease. So we have to control as much as possible. Okay, this is all about the sexually transmitting diseases. Upon that, contraception methods and different reproductive systems. So we will glance once what we have studied in today's class. We studied about the female reproductive system with the diagram. Diagram is very important, student. In exam they will ask to draw the neat label diagram. What are the different parts present in the female reproductive system? Ovaries, oviduct, uterus, cervix and vagina all have their own functions. Where the hormone is produced? In the ovaries. Ovaries are going to produce gamete, upon that hormone called estrogen and progesterone. Next we studied about the menstruation, what is menses and menstruation, what is ovulation. It's contraceptions methods and STD diseases, sexually transmitting diseases. So write down the questions. First question, draw a neat label diagram of female reproductive system and describe the female reproductive system. Okay. Second question, write a short note on menstruation. Okay. What are the different contraceptions methods? List the names and just explain about that in your own words. Okay. What are the sexually transmitting diseases and how we can control them? Okay. For last one question, students, what is the full form of AIDS? What is the full form, or there is an abbreviation of AIDS? How we can control the transmission of AIDS? Thank you, students.